What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Side Scheme. I'm Banana Crapshoot, and I am here with another Carcast. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but what we're doing today is a reaction to the article that was dropped by FFG a little bit ago on the preview of the release of Nova. So we have the Sinister Motives campaign box, which will come out probably March, April-ish. And then we have, at the end of this article, it says that Nova will be coming in May. And you can pre-order it now. So I'm going to go through the article. We'll talk about it in some cards. So I'm just going to go through the article right now. So the article shows the art for the hero pack. And there's some flavor text that says, "That never gets old." So it has a little bit about Nova, a boy, a helmet, intergalactic legacy, about he's a space cop. He comes with a pre-built aggression deck, ready to play from the get-go. Lots of use for wilds. He's a thrilling hero that can contribute to any team. So it says, when he's not fighting crime, Sam Alexander is like any other teenage boy, but when trouble rears its head, Sam can search his deck for his signature Supernova helmet, a source of power and the cornerstone of his playstyle. If he uses a wild resource to pay for his ability, then the helmet goes into play, allowing him to launch into battle with little to no setup time. All right, so the first cards we see in the article are Sam Alexander, his alter ego for Nova. He has a 3 recovery, 6 hand size, and 10 hit points. And he's traded as a civilian with the alter ego action of spend 1 resource of any type to search your deck and discard pile for Supernova helmet, add it to your hand, and if you can put it into play instead if you pay for it using a wild resource. So as an alter ego action, he can go find his helmet, and if he uses a wild resource to pay for that ability, it goes right into play. So we'll look at the helmet in a second. We're going to go over the hero side. So Nova, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, 5 hand size, 10 hit points, traded as a champion, and his ability is a response. After you use one of Nova's basic powers, so when you thwart, attack, or defend with him by exhausting him, you can ready Supernova helmet. All right, so we gotta see what Supernova helmet does. Let me click on the little link here. So Supernova helmet is a 1-cost upgrade. Armor, it says Nova gains the aerial trait. So you're going to have aerial with Nova from the get-go. And I know there's stuff in this pack that, just from looking at the pictures already, that goes into Nova, that goes into aerial. So that's pretty cool. And then it says hero resource, exhaust Supernova helmet, generate a wild resource. And it has some flavor text that says the helmet can hear what I'm thinking, and that makes it do stuff. Sam Alexander. So this is kind of interesting. So Nova here, with his ability, after he attacks, he can ready the helmet. And the helmet, you generate a wild resource. So if you do, like if there's a champion's equivalent of like Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where you can ready Nova a lot, then you can attack, exhaust the helmet, generate a resource. You attack again, you ready the helmet, so you can use it resource again. So I don't think resource generation or paying for cards is going to be a hard time for him, because that's pretty awesome. So if you can ready him, the more you can ready Sam, the more resources you can get. This is kind of similar to Quicksilver and is it Superhuman Reflexes? There's that one upgrade, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, that Quicksilver has, where you can generate a resource when you use it, right? I'm gonna quickly look it up, because I think that they seem very, very similar, if I'm remembering correctly. Can't remember off the top of my head. Come on. Sorry for this. You know what? I'm just going to pause the recording here for a second, and then I'll come back when I have the card. Alright, so the card I was thinking of is called Friction Resistance. And after you ready Quicksilver, you can ready the card and you exhaust it to generate a physical resource. So this is a little similar. It's a lot cheaper than Friction Resistance, but it generates a wild, and you can use it every time. You can ready it every time Nova uses a basic power. So you can attack, ready the helmet, use it to pay for something else, ready Nova, attack again, ready the helmet, use it to pay for something else, ready Nova. So you can like machine gun wild resources out with Supernova helmet. So that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's move on to the next part of the article. It says he's a powerful burst hero with lots of low-cost events. The Supernova helmet is his only upgrade in a signature kit, and with its ability to consistently generate wild resources, Nova can use it to pay for cards like Lightspeed Flight. So Lightspeed Flight is another Nova card. It's a 2-cost event. It's a superpower. So there you go. And has some pretty cool art on it. It's a thwart card. It says double the number of physical resources generated while paying for this card. Hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So this is a 2-cost event, but you can use 1 wild to pay for it. So if you use Supernova helmet, that generates 2 for Lightspeed Flight. So you can use the helmet to pay for this card to remove 3 threat. And if you have the helmet out, it's not another card from your hand. So this is basically turning the Supernova helmet right, remove 3 threat. That seems really, really, really strong. Just off the bat. All right, and then we have Pot Shot, which is another Nova card. It's another 2-cost event. Same thing. It has the double the number of wild resources generated while paying for it. It says deal 4 damage to an enemy. So this is another spot where you exhaust the helmet, pay for this card, and you're dealing 4 damage, which is also extremely strong. So far, Nova looks awesome. It says, without sacrificing cards from your hand, which is what we just talked about. It says, with Miss Marvel, which is also a Nova card, it lets you get multiple uses of the same event, and Nova's innate ability letting you ready his helmet, you start stacking up threat and damage before you know it. So we'll look at Miss Marvel quick. Miss Marvel is his signature ally. She's a 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, and 1 attack, each for 1 consequential damage, with 3 health, and she's a champion, inhuman traded, and her ability is human resource. After you play an event, exhaust Miss Marvel and deal 1 damage to her, return that event to your hand. So you can play an event, exhaust Miss Marvel, deal her damage, and pop that event right back to hand. So then if you have another wild resource in your hand, or maybe he gets use out of Resourceful, you can Pot Shot, bring it back with Ms. Marvel, and then use another wild resource or find a way to ready Nova, attack again so you can ready the helmet, and you can double Pot Shot and deal like 8 damage for turning the helmet, exhausting the helmet twice. So I think she works real good with the cards we've seen so far from his kit. It says, if you're ready to clear out minions or side schemes, then be sure to unleash the Nova Force to gain unstoppable momentum. So Unleash the Nova Force is a 1-cost event, superpower max 1 per round. Hero action, until the end of the round, each time Nova defeats an enemy or removes the last threat from a scheme, ready Nova and draw 1 card. All right, here it is. So you got minions out, you're playing against Ultron or Green Goblin or anybody. I mean, we got lots of modular sets with minions now. So you get some minions out, use Nova, attack. You place Unleash the Nova Force with the helmet, right? So you generate wild resource, pay for this, boom. Then for the whole round, every time you defeat an enemy or remove a threat, you draw a card. Then you attack with Nova, defeat an enemy. And since you attacked with Nova, you can ready the helmet. You'll defeat the enemy, which will ready Nova. You draw a card. Oh, now I got Pot Shot. So I use the helmet to pay for Pot Shot. Deal 4 to defeat an enemy. Using Miss Marvel, bring that Pot Shot back. Attack with Nova. Ready the helmet. And then defeat the minion with Nova. Ready Nova because of the Nova Force. Yeah, and then you can Pot Shot. You can just machine gun down minions and take out side schemes and deal lots of damage and draw lots of cards very quickly, it feels like. I really like the way Nova seems like a low-cost combo-based hero from the cards we've seen, and he looks like he'll be really strong. So you can still utilize Connection to the World Mind to help pay for events, which means Nova will always be ready for some serious power. Connection to the World Mind is a resource card in his kit. It says Connection to the World Mind does not count towards your hand size. And it just gives a wild resource. So it doesn't count towards your hand size. So that's pretty awesome. So he has a hero hand size of 5. So if you're drawing up to your hand size and you draw a Connection to the World Mind, you get to draw another card, effectively giving you 6 hero cards or a 6-card hand. Plus, if you have the helmet down, you're going to be able to pay for lots of things with Nova. That's a pretty solid card. All right, now we have, there's a couple images here on the article. So we have the Locust. It's a 2-cost aggression ally, 1 thwart and 1 attack. The thwart is 2 consequential damage, and the attack is 2 health. Champion traded. Play only if your identity has the champion trait. Hero response. After the Locust enters play, add 1 aggression event from your discard pile to your hand. So some event recursion. This could be pretty strong with some of the aggression events we have. And then we have No Quarter, which is a 2-cost event. Attack requirements, physical. So I believe that means we're gonna have to use a physical resource to be able to play the card. So it's a 2-cost, and one of those 2 has to be a physical. So the wilds will also help you pay for that, since the wild is like any resource type. You can use one of his wilds to pay for this. So No Quarter is a hero action attack. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. For each point of excess damage dealt to that enemy, discard the top card of your deck and add each aggression card discarded this way to your hand. So if you follow through No Quarter to dude with has like 1 health, and you get up and you have like 3 follow-throughs, you deal 6 excess damage, and you discard 6 cards off the top, and you get to bring any aggression cards to your hand. That seems pretty solid if you're focused on the aggression cards, but just from what we've seen of Nova's cards, you're going to filter through those Nova cards, and that might be a little quick for that. Let me click on the images and see, because we're getting to the end of the article here, and there's more images than what like they show in the article. All right, so we have another. So we saw Locust. We saw all the Nova cards. All right, so here we have another aggression event called Pitchback. It's a 1-cost event. It's aerial and attack, traded. It's play only if your identity has the aerial trait, which we will because he has the helmet gives him aerial. Hero response attack. After your hero attacks, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Oh, so that's cool. So after you use a basic attack or another attack event, as long as you have aerial, you can play this to deal 4 damage to an enemy as like a follow-up, like a quick 1-cost follow-up. Like if you do like a big attack. So I'm thinking like a Thor with Mjolnir has so if you like hammer throw with Thor. Oh, but that brings the hammer back to your hand then, doesn't it? So that won't work with Thor, I guess. But if you could like dive bomb into Pitchback, so 1 for 4 is really strong. But at a 2-cost event for 4 damage, that would feel kind of weak with the restrictions it has on it. So the 1 for 4 feels pretty appropriate there. Ooh, here we have some Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur art. A 1-cost event called 1x1. It's an attack hero action. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage. So 1x1 can help with Connection to the World Mind to draw cards. If you get a bunch of minions and you're trying to like pop machine gun them down, as I like to say, 1x1 can help you get there. So that's a pretty cool card. Here we have an aggression upgrade called Fluid Motion. So 1-cost upgrade, hero response. After you play an attack event, exhaust this card, your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. This is a pretty great card. So this is, so there's some decks that are like completely focused on buffing your hero's basic attack and dealing a lot of damage that way. There's aggression decks that are built on maximizing events, and then sometimes you get the hybrids that they want to use events and they want to use their basic attack. So this is a great card to help you buff your basic attack while off playing events. Yeah, I like this. I like Fluid Motion. Some Miles Morales art on there. I like it. Here we have a basic card. It's a resource card. It generates a wild resource, and it says while your identity has the civilian trait, so that would be like your alter ego. This card can be spent for any player and gains the text after you spend this card for a player, heal 1 damage from that player's identity. So this allows you to help pay for another hero's card and heal 1 damage from them. So that seems pretty solid. And then here at the end of the article, we find out we have a bonus modular set in the back of his pack for Armadillo. So we get a couple Armadillo cards to look at. The first one is Armadillo himself. He's a brute elite minion. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 8 health. He has toughness. He can have any number of tough status cards. That's pretty crazy. And he's a force response. After Armadillo activates against you, so whether he attacks or schemes against you, you give him a tough status card. And it says there's 6 cards in his little set. And he himself has 3 boost icons. So he's a pretty beefy minion. 8 health. 2 attacks, pretty solid, and he gets a tough status card whenever he activates. So he's going to be tough to bring down because he has 8 health, but he's going to get tough status cards if you don't take care of him. Then we have another Armadillo card called Rollin'. Some Limp Biscuit action there. This attachment gives him +2 attack, has 2 boost icons, and it says it's a condition attached to Rhino if Armadillo is not in play. Yeah, attached to Armadillo. If Armadillo is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Armadillo. Put him into play, engage with you, and attach this card. And then it says, while Armadillo has a tough status card, characters cannot defend against his attacks. So this gives him +2 attack, which brings his attack to 4. And you can't defend against his attacks if he has a tough status card. And he starts with toughness. So he's a problem. He is a problem. You definitely want to focus Armadillo when he comes out, I believe. And then we have another Armadillo card here called Tough It Out. It's a treachery. When revealed, give Armadillo and the villain each a tough status card. If 1 or fewer tough status cards were given this way, this card gains surge. So if this does not give out 2 status cards, this card surges. That's crazy. This set looks pretty beefy, pretty hard. Armadillo looks like the real deal. That attachment is legit, and that treachery is going to be rough at times, I think. So overall, just looking back quick over Nova's cards here, I think Nova looks like he's going to be a lot of fun. His events look low-costed and efficient. I'm really excited to see what else comes out in his kit that we can get some crazy stuff happening here. I have a feeling like Quicksilver has kind of like this OTK like play style that you can do with him, or you can make him real big and have him attack and ready a bunch of times. I feel like Nova's going to be able to do that, but he's going to do it with events more. But I think he needs a different board state to do it. I think he needs minions to be able to do it, so he can clear out minions with connection to the world mine, draw a bunch of cards, and then just go ham by resetting Nova a bunch and using the helmet to help pay for things. So I think if there's an Earth's Mightiest Heroes equivalent for champions that we get in this wave, where you can exhaust champions allies to ready him, that'll be strong. Connection to the world mine's great if in minion scenarios, because each time you defeat a minion, you can ready him. Or I guess you let a bunch of side schemes out and then just thwart a bunch at the beginning and then go in for big attacks at the end. I think he's going to be a low-cost combo hero, and he looks really strong. He looks like a super high level of fun, and I'm really excited to get my hands on him. It's kind of sucky. I got to wait till May now. It's January, so we got 4 months till we get our hands on Nova. But Nova looks pretty awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Carcast overviewing, going over the Nova preview article. And that's going to be it for me, Banana Crapshoot. And until next time, stay scheming champions.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.